Hello, welcome to my weekly update. So from last week, I'm feeling a little bit better. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I honestly can't wait for my next round of Lyme treatment because I know that it will put an end to a lot of this, or at least once I'm through it, I'll have some relief. Of course, that means like while I'm going through treatment, I'm going to get worse. Hopefully it won't be as bad as the first time, but yeah, I still feel pretty terrible, but I'm having just a lot of really awful visual disturbances. Like I get lines across my field of view. It's just it can be really disruptive. Or like if you've ever stared at like a bright light and then looked away and then it kind of burns into your vision. Sometimes I have that without even looking into a bright light, and it can be all very fuzzy and difficult to see. So yeah, this week's been pretty challenging, but I am starting to perk up a little bit. I have actually added a peptide to my day-to-day, and this is one I haven't talked about yet on here. It's called CerebroPep. It's from Integrative Peptides, and it is the oral form of cerebrolysin. And I have taken this a lot throughout my healing process. It's what I really credit healing the lion's share of my brain damage from my car accident. It healed my peripheral nerve damage because I had peripheral nerve damage from whiplash that knocked out feeling throughout the left-hand part of my entire body. And, I was knocked unconscious during my car accident. So I was so brain damaged when I woke up, I didn't even realize that the feeling was really gone. Like I can remember being in the hospital and thinking to myself, this doesn't hurt as bad as I know it should. Like something feels a little off, and then, you just get distracted because that's just how that works with that kind of brain damage, or at least where I was. But yeah, I regained enough feeling back. Probably I've done 3 rounds of CerebroPep for my brain damage. So the third cycle is when I regained enough feeling to where it all of a sudden clicked that, oh my gosh, I can feel the left-hand part of my body. And it was so impactful that I had to learn how to re-ride a bicycle again. Like I could go straight and I was okay, I could balance okay, but the second that I would start to turn a corner and I would need to lean in, I would get really, I couldn't do it. I was afraid I was going to fall because it was like I had to relearn how to rebalance myself because, your brain will adapt to just about anything, and it had adapted to not feeling. And so, yeah, that was really interesting. The first few times riding a bike around my neighborhood like a toddler, with my feet kind of going on the ground. So yeah, I had absolutely amazing results with CerebroPep, not only for the peripheral nerve damage, but also for the brain damage. It restored my long-term memory, my spatial awareness. It healed a lot of my emotional dysregulation, just all the stuff that kind of comes along with temporal lobe damage. And I swear the last full cycle that I did, I don't know because I haven't gotten my hearing checked again yet, but I swear I felt a difference because I had partial hearing loss from where my head hit the window and the door frame of my car. I swear if it sounded just a little bit different. So I don't know whether, that means that my hearing is being restored in my left ear or not. I don't know. I'll have to get my hearing checked, after I get through everything. But anyway, so I did 3 cycles of CerebroPep for my brain damage and peripheral nerve damage. And then I have also taken it, microdosed it after I came out of rehab to kind of help rewire my brain after coming off of, the narcotics that I was prescribed and the narcotics I was taking. I've also taken it while I was going through opioid withdrawal, kind of as I was going through medical treatment, and it helped with that as well. So now I'm trying it for Lyme, and since my last post, I have been on it. I've gone through 1 week of treatment with it, and I cycle this. I'm only taking 1 capsule first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and I'm taking that 5 days on, 2 days off. I always think of it like working a full-time job, and I'm on day 2 off, so tomorrow will be my second week when I'm back on. And I will say that I do feel a bit sharper. I am sleeping a lot less. I'm a little bit less groggy, and I'm starting, I think, I don't know. It's really kind of hard to explain. The first week, it's still really gradual. And one of the main reasons I started this cycle was because Lyme disease has a tendency to cause nerve damage. And with the success that I had with CerebroPep healing my peripheral nerve damage, I just wondered maybe it would help with my GI tract and what I had going on with the lack of motility and the constant constipation from the Lyme disease. And since I'm only a week in, I can't say definitively whether it's made a huge difference or not, but I am feeling just a tiny bit of difference in the motility. Things are starting to get just a little bit better. So, I'll know more definitively kind of as I go through this cycle. I'm going to be taking it for about 12 weeks because I have, I think, 2 bottles around here somewhere. I found one of them. So I think that would be just an awesome solution, for people dealing with nerve damage from Lyme and also the brain damage that comes with Lyme because, it does have an affinity for brain tissue. So, and I definitely have that issue. So we'll see how it goes. The next thing that I've done this week, and I have no idea if this is a good idea or not. I genuinely don't. So I increased my fasting window. I'm only eating, I was eating between noon and 6 p.m. So it was like 2 meals and then a snack if I needed it. And I've cut that back now to where I'm only eating 1 meal with 1 snack if I need. So I'm basically just embracing the idea that I'm going to be really hungry. I will say though that I feel like I'm less inflamed. I can't tell yet whether this is a good idea or not. But as time goes on, I will figure it out. But I do feel a bit clearer, and my blood sugar does feel like it's improving a bit more. So yeah, those are the 2, I think, updates that I have for my health this week. And last but not least is, so after my last update, I did find out that I was going to have to move. I got an eviction notice. I was able to put an end to that, and so I didn't have to leave, and by contacting a local charity. And this is a really scary part of my life right now because I know that I'm facing 6 months or so of GI and Lyme treatment that I have to go through, and I'm going to get sicker when I go through this. And it's really scary. I've spent 20 years in the medical system and misdiagnosed the majority of that time. I've spent an absolute fortune on medical treatment. It has destroyed me financially. I am 100% starting from square one. So I did put together a GoFundMe. I'm dropping a link down in the description. Even if you could share it, that would be awesome. I mean, any kind of help that I can get would be just so greatly appreciated. I don't know how people like myself are supposed to get through this kind of thing. I genuinely don't. I see people online talk about them spending 6 figures just for Lyme treatment, and I think to myself, it's like, oh my God, I've already spent that amount and I haven't even started really yet. I can't afford to see a Lyme literate doctor, so I'm treating myself. And it's, the system's broken. It genuinely is broken. It should not be bankrupting people, the second generation of my family to be bankrupt by the medical system. And it's just really, really unfortunate. But anyway, I think that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next. Bye.